Artistic collaboration relies on a specific ideal, the belief that two distinct minds can merge their talents, shaping the clay into a unified work that exceeds what either could produce alone. This process involves a deep psychological vulnerability. A sculptor shaping the curve of a horse's neck or the tension in a hindquarter is externalizing their internal state, turning a private vision into a physical object. Psychologists describe this as the extended self, the process by which a person incorporates their creations and achievements into their core identity. Because the artwork and identity are fused, outside input acts directly upon the artist's ego. Critiquing the work or asserting shared ownership is perceived as an attempt to alter the artist's actual self. While most creators draw healthy passion from this connection, those with a fragile sense of self use the creative act to manage deep internal wounds. These creators rely on narcissistic supply, the constant stream of admiration and validation required to maintain an inflated self-image. When praise flows freely in the early stages of a project, the narcissistic artist appears enthusiastic and collaborative. They are effectively riding a high provided by the external attention. This creates a fundamental misalignment. The collaborator enters the relationship looking for a partner. The narcissist enters looking for an audience. The relationship begins in a golden period characterized by highly targeted validation. For an artist seeking supply, expert appraisal is intoxicating. Specific, knowledgeable feedback is more addictive than general applause. To have an expert confirm the precision of their work provides a level of ego reinforcement that public praise cannot match. Under this steady stream of recognition, the creative exchange flourishes. The work produced is exceptional, which temporarily obscures any signs of the artist's underlying psychological volatility. But this harmony is conditional. It lasts only as long as the collaborator provides resources and praise without asserting their own standing or legal rights to the work. Conflict arrives as the project matures. As the work is finalized, the collaborators must establish formal boundaries, credit, and ownership agreements. While a painter might work in isolation, collaborative sculpture requires multiple hands. It is a process of shared labor and divided artistic credit. Dividing the authorship of the work threatens the narcissist's sole claim to the achievement. The moment credit is shared, the architecture of their self-image begins to crack. The behavior shifts. Collaborative guidance is now viewed as an intrusion. The history of the project is quietly revised to frame the work as a solo endeavor, erasing the partner's contributions. When their ego is threatened by the reality of shared credit, the narcissist does not negotiate. They initiate a preemptive attack to reclaim total ownership of the narrative and the art. This chaos follows a documented sequence identified by psychologists as DARVO. This acronym describes the specific manipulation strategy used by abusers to rewrite history when held accountable. First, they deny. They reject the existence of prior agreements, claiming the collaborator's documentation is wrong and their memory is faulty. Then, they attack. They launch a disproportionate, aggressive response designed to destabilize the collaborator, accusing them of being greedy, delusional, or theft-driven. Finally, the manipulator reverses victim and offender. They flip the roles within the conflict. The person who provided the resources and guidance is recast as a powerful, predatory villain trying to exploit a creative talent. The narcissist presents themselves to the public as the vulnerable party, the artist being crushed by a powerful adversary. This pattern succeeds by inducing disorientation. It is designed to make the targeted partner question their own reality and hesitate to take action for fear of being perceived as the aggressor. Accepting that a creative partnership has been replaced by a false narrative is a heavy emotional burden. Submitting a relationship that began with genuine enthusiasm to the grinding machinery of a legal process is painful. However, allowing a false account to stand causes its own harm. Retreating allows the weaponized version of the past to become the official historical record. To survive this manipulation, one must hold on to empirical evidence. The defense relies on the record of what actually happened, captured in communications from before the narcissist began to strategically reframe the story. Against a strategic attack on reality, the truth remains recoverable. Meticulously documenting the facts and standing firm is the only way to protect the integrity of the work and the person who helped create it.